Why, hello, Simmers, and can I just take a moment to welcome us both back to my channel? Because if you didn't notice, I kind of took another break, but this time it's really justified, and I promise it's for a good reason. Every time it's really a good reason. Usually I stop because of my mental health or if I'm too busy at school. Like I told you guys last time, I don't have a strict schedule. I'm just really trying to get my life together first before I can entertain all you lovely folks. But I kind of want to be transparent with you guys and let you know what's been happening throughout the months that I've been away. Because at this point, I think it has been months. And I apologize for that, but I just really wanted to be like pretty honest with you guys because I have been up to this point since. But if you haven't seen any of my earlier videos, if you're new or if you just didn't catch the video, my mom had cancer, and a few months ago, well, not a few months ago, probably like just one or two. Well, that is a few, but a little while ago, I'll just say, she had a heart attack during her first round of chemo. They got rid of the cancer in her body, but she has to go through chemo, and I think she'll have to do radiation after just to make sure it doesn't come back. And during her first round, she had a heart attack, and it was just hard to deal with for a little while. And I was really sad, so I kind of put my content on the back burner, and I'm just happy to be back. I actually visited them, like my family recently. As I told you guys, they all moved all the way across the country from me, and so um, they're back in my hometown. But in order for them to visit, I obviously have to have time and I have to have money to buy a plane ticket, and it's kind of hard because I work a job, a part-time job, and then it's hard every now and then. So um, I just try to earn as much money as I can to help me out, like pay my bills and stuff. But I also put some of my money towards flying out there and visiting my family. And to be honest, I'm just a little homesick. Um, I am originally from Massachusetts, but I moved to Las Vegas when I was a teenager, and so I'm going to college here, and it's it's a really fun experience, but it's just so depressing sometimes when like your family's out there. Like I have all my friends and my boyfriend that I live with out here, but it's not the same all the time. Like when you're really close with your family. So it's just always upsetting for both trips. Like when I go there, I'm sad like that I'm leaving all my friends and family over here, but I'm really excited because I get to see my mom and my brothers and essentially where I grew up and my whole entire family. But when I leave, um, I'm happy to go home and to go to where I'm familiar, but it's also really sad because I'm missing like moments in my family's lives that I could be experiencing with them. So it's like I'm in a conflict. But it's all good. Like I deal with it pretty well, I think actually. But there's some times where like it's really hard cuz I have very bad anxiety, and sometimes I feel a little more depressed than usual. Um but that's just how it is. But I think everybody has that kind of feeling, especially with like COVID-19 and everything that's been happening. Um, but yeah, so I will get talking to the mood a little bit. Basically, I got the pack once it came out, and I renovated some of the lots that the creators made, and I was so excited. I recorded it. I didn't change them a lot, but I did tweak them to my type of gameplay and the decorating style that I like. And I know I said that I wouldn't do it for Snowy Escape, but I think I'm gonna go into the world and try to tweak some of the builds just so it has more like personality, because the simmers honestly are giving generic like definitions of what the families like, so they don't get a lot of like intel about the whole thing, so they try to make it as like acceptable for any type of family. And I just kind of want to like go in and personalize it more towards the family and more towards my style, as I said. But I got the pack the day it came out, and I decided, um, after I was done doing that, like I wanted to build something on the empty lot that there is, two old, I think it's mill lane, and it's just an empty plot of land, and it's a 40 by 50. So that's kind of why this video is extremely long. Um, if you guys are interested in longer videos, let me know. But I also have a creative sim at the end of this, and you can skip towards the time marker I'm gonna put on the screen right now, and then you can just see when, um, like if you're more into like creative sim, you can just skip to that moment in the video. I'm sorry I made you wait all this video just to get that time marker, but hopefully like I just wanted people to listen to what I had to say because it's kind of important. Because for you who are subscribed or people who've been watching my content like throughout the few months I started, um, I've been kind of flaky a little bit, but it's not intentional. It really isn't. It's only because so much has been going on, and for everybody, like in the whole world. So I know like some people come away, they get content that they like, and it rules out all the bad, but I think by sharing like my difficulties and my struggles in life, it's going to make you guys not feel as bad about your struggles, because everybody has struggles in life, and it's perfectly normal to not feel okay and not feel happy some days, and just to take that break that you need. Um, so yeah, anytime I feel like down and drab and not in the mood, I'm not gonna force content onto you guys, or at least that's not what I'm gonna try to do. Um, sometimes it's hard to tell like if I'm okay or not, just because that's kind of what anxiety does to you a little bit. But I once I know like I'm not okay, I won't make content just cuz like I need to take a step back, and I don't want you guys to feel the same way I do, because ultimately it's kind of like like parents going through a divorce. Um, you just don't feel like you can feel the negative energy. But yeah, I'm gonna stop talking all sad. I'm really not sad. I'm actually pretty happy now. I'm excited. I'm getting stuff done. I'm getting stuff out of the way. And I'm pretty excited for you guys to see like how much I've grown since like my first videos with building. And I'm actually getting pretty close to being like almost done with my save. I don't want to say that because I don't want you guys to be like, where's the save at? But I really feel confident about it. Also, this build I kind of want to disclose, it's really long, and A, it's because the lot's like ginormous, but also I built a lot and I didn't give myself any restrictions. And then like, but like when I was doing it, I had in mind that I wanted it to be a starter home, and usually starter homes don't cost a lot of money. And then I was like, you know what? I want to make this into a beautiful cottage, though, like a cottage farm, nice family run thing. And then I made the Sims for a lot, and then I thought about it, and I was like, hold on, hold on. There's not a lot of lots that you get in game that, like, when creators make them, that are like cost efficient, especially like with your Sims and stuff like that. And I want to be able to be like, hey, I want this house when I get in my game, and just be able to move my Sims into it and personalize it a little bit. And I can't do that with all the builds that I create. I just throw caution to the wind and don't set a budget. And so after I built like basically the whole show, like I really went in it, and you're gonna see like my whole process of doing it. It took a long time, but I think it's important for you guys to see this, just so like you know that building isn't always just easy, because I'm a pretty fast builder, I think. But when I do stuff like this where I go back and I change and redo and stuff like that, it takes a lot longer. This whole build took about like, I'd say like 4 hours, which originally it probably could have only took like an hour or two. And I just wanted to show you guys like what it started out as and what it kind of turned into. Because I kind of learned like I like that type of build myself. I watched all of the simmers who created their builds, and Claire, who did some of the builds in here, she showed her whole like progress. She showed what the notes that the editors had, and the Sims crew had, and I was like, dang, that's pretty cool. And so like I just wanted you guys to see it as well. And so ultimately I decided to make this build as much as it would be to move in the Sims that I had. And so far the whole story I'm going for is that there is this girl who lives on this farm, and she grew up in this, in not the city life but like the country life. She's very country, so she's kind of the opposite of that one girl that lives in the converted barn in the save. And so I was thinking, her mom died maybe, and during that time, like it was a complete shock. So she got custody of her brother, and she also has a child herself, or I can't remember which one is actually her child, if it's her sister and the boy is her child, but one of them is her relative. It's just I just can't remember which one I chose. I believe that the girl is the sister and the boy is the son, but basically she raises them as her own. Even one of them is her own, but she raises the other one like she does with her daughter. And like the mom and her had a child around the same age, because that does happen, and it does happen where some families, either the mom or dad isn't capable of taking care of their kids, and so unfortunately like older siblings have to like step in, or something like tragic happens. And I kind of want my save to be as real as I can make it, and I want to represent so many different walks of life throughout this. And that's why I did that with these Sims, and they're not your quote unquote normal type of family, but they still love each other, and they still work hard towards the things that they love. And I like that about this. And so basically they have a dog. I think its name is like some type of food, like cheese or something like that, or milk. I don't know. I give it a weird name. And so their starting funds was $26,000, and the build ended up costing close to $40,000, if not mid $30,000 range. So I had to get rid of about like 10 to 15K on a lot that's the house is small, and then all this stuff like on the lot isn't that costly, and so I made it a goal to make the build $25,000, 492 like in total, and I ended up with a total being with the lot price included, so it's not even like when you upload it to the gallery, it's a lot less. So like around 21,000, but the cost ended up being $25,086, and I was very happy with that. And I made enough room for everybody. The only thing I think I forgot a dog bowl, because honestly, I don't know if they would have a dog bed in this house. I think the dog would just sleep on the couch, in my opinion. And yeah, and when I was taking the screenshots, I noticed I messed up. I forgot to put a mailbox in in the front yard, so the mailbox literally spawned in the house that I was making, and so um I kind of had to take my screenshot around the mailbox, but when I upload it to the gallery, it should be 100% fine. I changed two things from this video. And no, three things. So, it's pretty simple. I added a poster on the wall in the bathroom so it didn't look as like creepy. In all honesty. And then the bathtub yellow and the sink yellow were not the same types of yellow, and it just really didn't look good. So I changed the bathtub to the white color, the white swatch, instead of the white and yellow swatch. And then lastly, I put a mailbox out in front of the yard. So yeah. But basically, as you can see, like at points, like I got really nitpicky with what I wanted to keep, and I actually had to basically find like innovative ways to make it look a little different. So I kind of you'll notice the backyard slowly gets smaller and smaller and smaller. I end up with like four plots of land, because hey, we gotta admit they're humble farmers. They're not gonna have as much as they need. And I was gonna change the cow barn into a chicken coop, but I'm like, so many of the other families have chicken coops, and I think it would be nice and special for them to have a cow. Like I feel like the thing that the mom left them was a cow and the land. So I don't know. Like I just I wanted to make it as authentic as I could. And I do apologize. I did use a million packs in this. I even used Batu at one point, so sorry. I am sorry. But I'm not one of those people that really try to do like all base game only things. Um but we'll see. We'll see maybe in the future. I also do want to mention I have a really cool video idea that I'm gonna try to do, and hopefully within the next week, like the next few days, I'm gonna have it ready. But I have some old builds on the gallery, like from when I first started, and I thought it would be really cool to renovate them. And I already looked at a few of them and I was like, oh my lord, what was I thinking? I feel like like, whatever I did, I looked like a 5-year-old at that point. I was 16, which, hey, can't knock me, but I also am like, what was I thinking as a 16-year-old girl? Like, what is going on? And my builds had like hundreds of downloads and likes and stuff like that, and I'm like, how they used to be big, and I always used to put like mansion in the title, so that might be it. And a lot of people like base game builds, so it could have been that. But I thought it could be like a really cool idea just because I did all sorts of builds. They used to be really big and really nice on the outside, and I was really inspired by, at the time her name was Hattie Sims, but now she goes by Hatsy. And I don't know, like I liked how she did her gardening outside, and yeah. But beyond that, like I did a cool build that I thought was a really cool idea, but some of them seem impossible to fix because I'm looking at them and I'm like, oh my lord. But basically, I did a boarding school one, and I thought the idea was so cool, and I might just try to make it better. But who's to say? I don't know. But yeah, so basically, I kept having to go in and out of this world and check. My game is a little glitched at the moment, and it's only on my computer because on my brother's computer it works fine. But basically, I can't see the price go down when I'm building. But like on my brother's computer, it worked perfectly fine. So eventually, like it's gonna be fixed because I'm gonna get a new computer anyway. Eventually, I know I've been saying this for a while now, but I'm starting to save up money. But I don't know because I have some cavities in my teeth, and my insurance said they're not gonna cover it anymore because like it's very basic insurance. All they do is like cover my cleaning. But I have a cavity in my mouth and it's like $300 that I could not believe that. So we're just gonna see how it plays out. I want a gaming PC, so like a basic one that runs really well. It's like $1,000, which for me that's crazy. I don't make like big purchases. I make semi big purchases for a peasant. But yeah, and I just can't get myself to spend that much money, but I think I'm gonna invest in some things. I obviously need a few more new things. I want to work on getting a keyboard. I am very excited because the one that I want to get is a typewriter keyboard, and it's gorgeous. I don't know. I gotta look more into it because I remember I saw one for $300, but when I checked on Amazon, I also saw one for $67, and that's a dramatic like gap. So I don't I don't want to get like something that's not that good. But I also been looking at monitors because I played on my brother's monitor while I was visiting, and I did a whole bunch of builds that I shared. I didn't record really any of them. I did do one. I got a funeral home that I recorded, but it cut it off at 2 hours, and I was so mad. But basically, um, I changed which capturing software I used. As I told you guys, I'm a little low on money right now, so I usually use a free site, which is usually I use Vimeo. But lately I've been having so many problems with them. So I went I'm gonna butcher this whole name, but it's like Panapo, Panapo, Panatapo. I will link it down below. All my professors use this like when they want to do like video instructions and stuff like that. You've probably even seen it before, but um usually I mark what I use in each video, like if I use mods or anything. So I will be sure to enlist it down below. And I am super excited because it's completely free and it doesn't limit how much you can do the video for, because I think it's mainly for like obviously for professors, but like if someone doesn't have a lot of money, it's a really good program to go through when you want to just start out. And I'm still kind of just starting out. I've been on here for a little while, but I'm still learning all of the trades and stuff like that. I think I look back at my builds, and it's good to see the growth on them. So obviously I know I'm growing as a builder, so I think my building's been getting like a lot better. Um, but it still worries me. Like, obviously, I'm gonna be self conscious, but I go back to builds and I'm like, dang, that was really ugly, and I was really proud of it. Um, but I think that's the whole point of growth. I'm just scared, like, a lot of my builds I'm not gonna like when it comes to uploading my save file, and I'm just gonna get all self conscious about it. But then I thought about it, and there's a lot of builds I do go back to that I built like maybe even just a year ago, and I'm like, dang, I built that, like me, and it just amazes me. But yeah, but the build that I did lose, I kind of touched on it a little bit, but I made a funeral home slash graveyard, and I thought it was a perfect place to bring like your Sims, when their loved ones die in your legacy challenges, and sadly, I lost some of the footage of it. I think a lot of it's there. I just don't want to share like something that's not completely like done. It just irks me. Like a lot of the videos that I've recorded, I've kind of scrapped because of that reason. There's been some builds I've been really proud of, and I just couldn't share it. And um, I have a lot of videos like backlogged. I have a lot of them saved, but a lot of them are from a year ago, and I just don't want to share those ones because, like, yeah, I want to show you guys my builds, but I feel like I've grown so much, like, as a builder, and I don't know, like, I kind of just want to make a lot of new content, and I think a part of what makes me, like, not upload videos as much is I feel overwhelmed with how much content I have. But this is basically the whole build. I'll keep talking because obviously, like, I'm doing the criticism. So, bye for anybody who subs off here. I hope you like the video, and I hope it brings you happiness. But I'm gonna still talk about like kind of like my feelings. I'm just gonna go through it and go through the ropes. But yeah, I need to work on screenshots. I did get better at it for a little period of time, but then I got worse again. Look at me go. Look at me. But yeah, here's the creative sim just in case you guys missed it. Um, if you want to go back just a little bit in the video to know what I'm talking about, you can be glad to do that. I'm not really going to talk about the characters all that much. I went through it in the video, but basically, like, this girl is hardworking and she takes care of her little sister and her son. Um, she has a lot of responsibilities and stuff like that, so yeah. But as I was saying, I do have like a lot of content backlog, but I can't get myself to voice it over because when I look back at that content, I should be proud of what I've done, but sometimes when I look back at it, like it doesn't, like, I self-sabotage it a little bit. So I think it would be easier for me to just make new content and show you guys all that I have, and maybe if like I'm a little low on content, I will go back in the archives and show you some of the videos. I'm pretty sure I haven't saved any of the files. I'm not sure. And by files, I mean like builds. I haven't uploaded them to the gallery, and I kind of feel bad about that. So I'll try to get a jump on it and make sure everything is shared to the gallery. And my world that I have, I will go lot by lot just to make sure like everything is shared. I'll try to get that done by Wednesday. I don't know when you guys are seeing this. I think it would probably be either Sunday or Monday. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get back into content and do the things that I love. And I hope you guys love that too. Because you're on this journey with me, and a part of my growth is the people who grow with me. And so, yeah, if you have any like constructive criticism, you can leave it down below. I'm really into that sort of stuff. As a graphic design major, you get a lot of constructive criticism. Obviously I can't change like how I sound or how I look or a lot of things, but I hope you guys can like give some feedback on stuff that you like, what um could make your like viewing a little bit better. I know this video is like a little all over the place, but I'm just getting back into things, so I do apologize for that. And maybe I just need to stop apologizing for everything. I'm bullying. No, but in all seriousness, like I really appreciate like everybody who watches my videos and stays and does all that cool stuff. It's been rough, but we're getting through it. My mom has shown me how strong anybody can be with everything that has gone on in her life, like even before she had cancer and had the heart attack and all the chemo and stuff. But um I don't know. It gives you a new perspective on life, and I'm choosing my happiness through discovery and through myself, which is the only thing I can do at this point. But yeah, I had fun doing this. I had fun building. I had fun making the people. The only thing is, I hate doing it just because I hate my computer right now. So eventually, I will get to a computer that runs fast and works well, and I don't take a million years just closing my game. But yeah, I had fun doing the dislikes and stuff like that. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy playing with them and using my build. Thank you.